75 infringement notices and 12 court attendance notices issued in the last 24 hours. A couple of those of note were for two people who decided they would leave Greater Sydney and travel along the north coast across to Lightning Ridge, Inverell, through Inverell down to Dubbo, where they ended up at the Western Plains Zoo. They were spoken to there by police, issued with infringement notices and directed to return to Greater Sydney. Another incident, similarly, where a person left Sydney and travelled on transport, a bus, up towards the Brisbane area. That person eventually ended up back at Grafton, spoken to by New South Wales Police and issued an infringement notice and directed to return back to Greater Sydney. These two examples are just a couple of examples where people are still not adhering to the orders, that they're taking their own personal circumstances and desires beyond what's the best for the community. They are examples of where people will contact police, provide information where police can attend their location, issue them with the proper infringement notice and direct them back to Greater Sydney. I spoke yesterday about people trying to take holidays disguised as business trips. It is not on. People need to comply with the public health orders in terms of moving around New South Wales. It is very important. The other interesting infringement is a cafe down at Bowral, where the excuse for not wearing a mask was simply that they had no belief in the wearing of masks or the order, where they have no intention at all in complying with the order. It's not on. Police took suitable action. Police went to that location as a result of the community concern. It was a person in the community or a number of people in that community that had alerted police to that incident, and police went there and took action. The other point I would make is that right across New South Wales, we have seen police having to take action against people for breaching public health orders, whether that's in some of the most rural and remote parts of the state or, in fact, here in Greater Sydney. We will continue to do that whilst ever those public health orders are in existence. Thank you.
Does that mean you did charge those 70-odd people that headed to the zoo on the bus individually, or is that a new group of travellers?
I spoke about that this morning to the investigators. They are continuing collecting information and statements in relation to that, but I don't have an update on that in terms of the individuals on the bus. But again, we must remember that the company was breached, $5,000, and the people on that bus have all been spoken to at this point in time, and I can have some more information on that a little later.